Charles Crow president, but actually this is always interesting with the foundation because the presidents kind of go off in between our Rotary year. James Wilson was president for part of the year too. And there's the other members of the board. Son of a gun, I guess I will get to be on that board next year, won't I? Yeah. Yeah. Next slide. As you'll see afterwards, because we're going to take a big picture, they awarded $60,000 this year in community action grants to 22 organizations. And there's the history of the giving over the last 4 years. It's been an amazing ride to keep growing that. Next slide. And the foundation supported a lot of our important projects: Christmas Angels, Pathways, children's books, all of the things listed there, and Lunch for Literacy. So thanks again to all of you who worked on that this year. Next slide. Back one, I think. Go ahead, one more. Oh, it is that one. Okay. David Olson, is somewhere, I think overseas, but I pulled these numbers, and it's, again, amazing. Our goal for annual fund contributions to the foundation, Rotary Foundation, was $10,000. We almost tripled that in terms of donations. Polio Plus contributions, the goal was $4,500, and we donated almost $7,000 to that. And there may have been some other bequests and things that were done during the year. So we feed a lot of money into the Rotary International Foundation through our club, and that's something to be proud of. Okay. 2 new district grants. Jim Palmer's here. He had a big role in both of these, actually, right? Engaged with them. But it's kind of great to be able to get 2 of these grants rather than one. Roots of America, and we'll be hearing lots more about that as we go along. They're having a kickoff meeting pretty soon, I believe, related to it. Is it this Friday you're having the kickoff, or? All right, right. And then Career Pathways, not 2003, probably 2023, huh? Yeah. But there's the funding for each of them: $8,500 for Roots of America, $10,800, and it's a matching grant initiative. But we'll hear a lot about both of those in the coming year. Next slide. Fellowship. I mean, fellowship was, as always, with Matt and Jana doing things, was amazing this year. They're going to stay engaged with it next year. The Seersucker Scavenger event was as good as the first one. Worked us hard. I don't know if I liked who won, but that's okay. We really should have won, but that's okay. I keep saying that. And again, as they said, just be on the lookout for it again next year. It's really a fun event to be engaged with in terms of fellowship and having a lot of good interactions. We also did the Christmas auction, right? We did do that, and you didn't put that in there, but you were part of all the organization. In fact, the leaders of doing that. I had another slide that had some of that stuff in it, but you forgot, but I didn't forget. But we raised more funds through that, had a lot of fun around Christmas, and we'll have the Pass the Gavel event, which is becoming a nice tradition, I think, that Ruby started last year, and it just really makes sense to do that and sort of bring out the old year and bring in the new and all those kind of things. And we'll have a couple other extra things that happen there. Go ahead. Programs. I keep telling Lydia that the dirty little secret is I love trying to find programs. I don't know why it is, but it's just the ball coming up with an idea or seeing something. Do you all, I think I mentioned it last time, you remember there was it was 8 years ago, and there's this thing for Medal of Honor winners. Do you remember we had the speaker with the Medal of Honor winners like 8 years ago? And it's going to be in September again this year in Knoxville. And they bring as many Medal of Honor winners as they can. Well, I saw it on TV. I emailed the guy. They're going to be here in August to talk about that. And what an amazing thing. And it's fun to find those kind of connections. But more than me finding them, I get an email every couple of weeks from somebody saying, how about this person? How about that person? It makes it pretty easy, actually, to create programs. I hope you enjoyed the programs this year. I think we had diversity of things. We had some scientific things. We had a lot of varied programs, but things that almost always were things that were interesting to everybody. So thanks for coming up and continuing to have those ideas. Stuart and the morning team. Stuart's always there. Dean, Tony Garton has kind of pitched in. I guess he's probably away, but other people come in and work to get things set up and to tear things down afterwards. And I appreciate, and all of us appreciate them for doing that during the year. And, especially hiding the Joker almost every week, except when Wayne Holberg is up and trying to get the money. Okay, next slide. Brenda's gone. Before today, we had raised about $2,600. I said, can we reach $3,000? Well, guess what? We're like over that. The goal was $2,500 for the year. And she just continued to keep us having fun during the year. So that was good. Zoom. That's my view of Zoom. It has been an interesting challenge, to say the least. No excuses, just things keep propping up and it's not perfect. But if I was sitting 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, I would say, gosh, I hope Zoom maybe goes away. Well, guess what? There's so many things that make Zoom still important to do for our membership. I mean, I got that when 2 weeks ago, I got put down with COVID, right? And people don't know, but it's good to have that option. Mike Coffey is working on something called the Zoom Owl with Mike, and working for another option for how we do this and another way to make it easier to make Zoom easy for everybody. So Zoom is still going to be there, but it really is important to the health of our club because not everybody can be here all the time, but hopefully if you can't, you can be on Zoom and participate. Finances. Chris is somewhere maybe still, but maybe not, maybe he had to, oh, there he is. Okay. I tried to condense this because otherwise it would drive people crazy, but I think this captures it. We're very healthy financially. We had almost $40,000 in revenue through May. We had more expenses than revenue through May, but there were other expenses that were covered by some of our reserves. Other expenses, $25,000 we gave the club foundation, $4,000 on 3 separate disaster relief initiatives like it was in Kentucky and Tennessee tornadoes and different things. Okay, so at one level, yes, we had a net loss because Chris is a finance guy and he has to talk about it that way, and that's really the way it is. But excluding other expenses that were covered by reserves, we would have been ahead about $10,000 for the year. I think I captured that right, Chris, right? Our cash position right now is about $81,000, and that includes $50,000 in cash reserves that are as untouchable as they can be because it's what we need to do to be a financially viable organization. And we have roughly $26,000 in available funds. Will we do anything with those in the next year for anything? I don't know, but it's available. We had it was really a great meeting where we talked about what to do with some of the, at one point in the year, we had $114,000 in revenues, reserves. So we talked a lot about what to do with them and made some distributions of money to things that we thought were right. And we made a good decision there. And it was a good decision to not keep that amount of money in reserves and to use some of it. So next one. This is the board of directors for next year. I have so much respect for Lydia getting to work with her during the year as her being the future president. She is going to do an amazing job. She'll be different than me. Well, everybody's different, but she got it together in terms of organizing and wanting to do the right things. And Wayne is going to be a great president the following year. Beth is going to be VP and external. Some people you see here are people that were there before and they're going to be involved, but we're going to have another great year next year. So that's it for today. Are there any questions that anybody wants to ask related to anything I covered? Yeah, Pat.
I have a request if Charles Crowe and other ORBRC Foundation board members can come up, let's take a picture with the check.
We are going to do that. Oh, yeah. The check. I can't do that because that's it. In case you don't see it. The check. Like we did last year. Great stuff. Oh, well, we're going to take a picture afterwards, Pat, because sure, I'll
I'll do it after.
yeah, we're going to have a big picture afterwards. Any other questions, comments, things like that this morning?
Yeah,
Yeah, Stuart.
a big thanks to you.
Oh, thanks. It is a little funny this morning that I walked up to Stuart's car and I'm still a little, from the COVID thing. I know I'm not infectious, all that kind of stuff. I emailed Matt about every 2 days or something, and he said, Tony, don't worry, Tony, don't worry. But I just felt a little down kind of getting here, and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. And I kind of walked in the room and we got started, and just everything sort of clicked. I kind of got my energy back. So I'm really glad we got to go through this today. And thanks to all of you. I mean, wow, we do a lot of really great things. And one thing that's kind of fun about having put this together is, Lydia's in Alaska and she's got to come back and do the thing with the district governor. Well, guess what? She can start with all the stuff that's in this slides and use that to talk to the district governor. So it should make things a lot easier for her. So anyhow, thanks again.